Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Yesterday we discussed about climate, and today we will be discussing with you climate and adaptations. Dear students, climate has a profound effect on all living organisms. Animals are adapted to survive in the conditions in which they live. Animals live in very cold and hot climate, must possess specific features to protect themselves against the extreme cold or heat. You must be remembering, or you may recall from chapter 9 of your class 6 voice book, the definition of adaptations. Features and habitats that help animals adapt to their surroundings are a result of the process of evolution. In chapter 9, you will learn about the effect of weather and climate on soil. Here we study the effect of climate on animals only. In the meanwhile, in class 6, you have read about adaptations of animals to certain habitats. As examples of adaptations of animals to climate conditions, we discuss only animals living in polar regions and tropical rainforests. As the name suggests, the polar regions are situated near the poles. You may be well acquainted with it, that's North Pole and South Pole. Some well-known countries that belong to the polar regions are Canada, we have Greenland, then we have Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Alaska, and USA, and Siberian region of Russia. Examples of some countries where the tropical rainforests are found are India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brazil, Republic of Congo, Kenya, Uganda, and Nigeria. My dear students, whatever I am dispatching to you, I hope you will be putting down all these things what I am giving to you. Now let's perform an activity. For take an online map of the world, mark the polar regions in below. Similarly, mark the tropical regions in red. Now let's discuss the polar regions. The polar regions present an extreme climate. These regions are covered with snow, and it is very cold for most part of the year. For 6 months, the sun does not set at the poles, while for the other 6 months, the sun does not rise. In winter, the temperature can be as low as minus 37 degrees centigrade. Animals living there have adapted to these severe conditions. Let us see how they are adapted by considering the example of polar bears and penguins. Polar bears have white fur so that they are not easily visible in the snowy white background. It protects them from their predators. It also helps them in catching their prey. To protect them from extreme cold, they have two thick layers of fur. They also have a layer of fat under the skin. In fact, they are so well insulated that they have to move slowly and rest often to avoid getting overheated. Physical activities on warm days necessary cooling. So the polar bear goes for swimming. It's a good swimmer. Its paws are wider and larger, which help it not only to swim but also walk with ease in the snow. My dear students, while swimming underwater, it can close its nostrils and can remain underwater for a long durations. It has a strong sense of smell so that it can catch its prey for food. We can understand the adaptations of polar bear with the help of other examples as well. Let me tell you in a nutshell that the polar bear has the adaptation to survive even in drastic conditions on North and South Poles. My dear students, another one well known animal living in the polar regions is the penguin. It's also white and merges well with the white background. It also has a thick skin and a lot of fat to protect it from cold. You may have seen pictures of penguins huddled together. This they do keep warm. Recall how warm you feel when you are in a hall full of people. Like polar bears, penguins are also good swimmers. Their body is streamlined and their feet have webs, making them good swimmers. Other animals living in the polar region are many types of fishes, musks, oxygen reindeers, foxy seals, whales, and birds. It is to be noted that while fish can remain under cold water for long, birds must remain warm to survive. They migrate to warm regions when winter sets in. They come back after the winter is over. You know probably that India is one of the destinations of many of these birds. You must have seen or heard about the substantial crane or Siberian crane that comes from Siberia in places like Bharatpur in Rajasthan and Sultanpur in Haryana and some wetlands of northeast and some other parts of India. My dear students, the time is not accessible at the moment. I think it is sufficient for the today, and I with this hope, whatever has been dispatched to you, you must be remembering it. Inshallah, if Allah wish it, by tomorrow we shall continue from here afterwards. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.